I wonder, what if Mitsubishi created a new Lancer Evolution after the 10 was discontinued? The following is an alternative history, so get yourself an alternative tea and settle in. In 2014, Mitsubishi made the heartbreaking announcement that the legendary Lancer Evolution would be discontinued. The news sent shockwaves through the automotive community, leaving fans longing for the days of rally-bred performance and exhilarating driving experiences. Mitsubishi claimed that the costs involved in developing a new niche product like the performance-oriented Evo could not be justified. Instead, they continued to invest in hybrid motors and electrification, focusing on crossovers and SUVs. However, Takashi Suzuki, the newly appointed chief engineer at Mitsubishi, was a die-hard fan of the Evolution series. He couldn't bear to see the nameplate fade away into obscurity, so Suzuki tried to make a case for the Evo XI. He initially pitched Mitsubishi leadership on a hybrid version of their previously used B11T engine, hoping that they would be open to extending the use of their recently revised design. By incorporating an electric motor alongside the existing engine, they could meet fuel efficiency and emissions regulations while retaining performance. But Suzuki's idea was rejected, as the custom development required for adding a hybrid system to the older Evo X architecture was too costly compared to the forecasted revenue, especially considering the average sale of Evolution models was less than 2,000 units a year.
I couldn't take no for an answer. I wanted to bring back the glory days of the Evolution. Something inside of me knew it would be bad news for the company to discontinue the Evo, but I couldn't get the business team to understand.
That is, except for one person, Yumi Shimizu, the senior product planning manager at Mitsubishi. Days after Suzuki's failed meeting, she asked that he join her for a meal at a quiet ramen shop about 12 kilometers away from their office. Shimizu explained her need for secrecy. She too had an appreciation for the Evo, having watched her father enter local rally competitions in their Evo III while growing up. She explained there was next to no chance of an Evo XI being developed unless they struck a deal with another automaker who supplied the key components. So after much discussion and the approval of Suzuki, Shimizu made a plan. She organized a skiing trip to the Swiss Alps after finding out that her key target would be there: Markus Weber, the head of product at VW. She convinced Weber to supply their EA 888 engine used most notably in the Audi S3 and Volkswagen GTI. And in exchange, Mitsubishi would grant them access to their patented hybrid and electrification technology, which would cut VW's royalty and development costs significantly going forward. Audi also believed a new Evo would help their own sales, as competition in the sports car category increases market demand in general. Given this new option, Mitsubishi's senior leadership reluctantly agreed, knowing that the Evo played an important role in their brand's history and seeing that the financial risks were mitigated. Suzuki assembled his team and got to work. Starting with design, they knew they had to strike a delicate balance between tradition and innovation, paying homage to the iconic Evo heritage while adapting to modern design aesthetics. To keep costs down, Mitsubishi evolved the existing Evo X design, starting with a wider front fascia and prominent grille, paired with more menacing LED headlights. A distinctive rear wing and larger exhaust outlets completed the dynamic look. Internally, the design was well received, despite being closer to a facelift than an entire new design. However, the Mitsubishi team was conflicted on the use of the EA 888 engine, which was being officially sourced from the Audi S3. It was a hard pill to swallow, but it had all of the makings of a traditional Evo engine: 2.0 liters, 4-cylinder and a high-power turbo.
The team didn't like moving away from our own in-house motor, which was a strong performer in its own right. But they had to understand, the Evo XI wouldn't happen at all without Audi's help.
Using the Evo X's frame as a base, the team managed to fit the new drivetrain with tweaks to the front suspension, wiring harness, intercooler placement and transmission tunnel. The most challenging piece was adapting Mitsubishi's all-wheel drive system to the Audi components, with brand new driveshafts, linkages and mounting brackets being developed alongside extensive modifications to the software tuning, including torque vectoring and differential locking. When finalized, the Evo XI was tuned to 292 horsepower. When the team first heard of this, they responded poorly, claiming that the previous Evo X made the same amount of power many years before. However, Suzuki informed the team that the measurement was taken at the wheels instead of the crankshaft, which uplifted the team considerably. It was the fastest Evo they had ever made, and they knew it would outperform their biggest rival at the time, the Subaru WRX S-Type. When the new Evolution made its grand debut at the 2018 Tokyo Motor Show, the automotive world stood in awe. The design was an instant hit, but many enthusiasts and media outlets criticized the Evo XI for its Audi-sourced engine. The overwhelming critique was that the Evo had lost what made it great, and no longer had a distinct personality. There were also concerns about the reliability of the new engine, with many claiming that trustworthy engines are what made JDM cars special compared to the competition. However, once the Evo XI hit the public roads, it garnered rave reviews for its blistering acceleration, razor-sharp handling, and advanced technological features. It started to show promise in the rally circuits once again, reigniting a brand story that Mitsubishi were once known for. Despite its real-world success, Mitsubishi faced some new criticism from purists who felt that the new Evolution lacked the rawness and simplicity of its predecessors. They argued that the car had become too smooth and refined, losing some of the connection between driver and machine that defined the Evo experience. Nevertheless, Mitsubishi's decision to resurrect the Evolution showcased how the passion of fans inside the company and out can carry the torch forward, inspiring automotive enthusiasts for years to come. Sales were reasonably strong given the competition. But more importantly, the Evo XI helped to increase the company's sale price when Toyota purchased an ownership share. This has been an alternative motoring history by past gear. What do you think would have happened if Mitsubishi continued making the Evo?